I'm going to put something on the screen now. I have over here that's also very important about loving your fellow Jew and not believing lashon hara about each other. Okay, this was something that I thought was surprising because we continued our travels after Shabbos and encountered someone who's involved in hasbara. Hasbara. But people say hasbara. It's easier to say. And I said before, I don't think hasbara literally means explaining. Okay, hasbara means Jewish Israeli PR. Yeah, lasbir. Lasbir means to explain. So hasbara is trying to show the outside world, look, we're not a bunch of Jew baby killers. We're not a bunch of radical Jews. We're actually good, law-abiding, the right people. And the problem is Israel is losing the PR war, correct? In the world. Now, there's some people who think that if somehow you could go to those anti-Semites who are really convinced, I know, huh?
Once you have emotions involved, logic is gone.
I know, but there's some people who think that we could regain our legitimacy and win this. We could win over Gentiles around the world to our cause because they've just been told a bunch of lies about us. And if we show them the truth, they'll come to their senses. Of course, this is nonsense because people want to believe what they want to believe, especially anti-Semitism. Everybody loves to hate on Jews. So that's not going to work. But there are people who are really trapped there. They really think that this is going to be the solution, despite the fact that all of our history shows that it's pointless. It's not working, but they keep trying anyways.
Science perspective, the psychological standpoint.
Yeah.
You read any psychological book, and it's going to say the same thing.
Yes, but whatever. Hasbara is still a big business. There are people who think that if they could just show the truth, get the information out there, people will be convinced or people will be dissuaded. Now, you and I know that that's like I said, that's nonsense. Now, here's what took place last week. There was apparently Thursday night, a week ago, there was something that happened in a local town in Jit, right? You heard about this? It's an Arab village north of here where they said there was a riot. Well, it was something I put. Oh yeah, I put it on status. I'm learning to use technology now. By the way, I didn't know anything about this thing. And it's not on the Facebook status. It's on something else. I'm going to share this on the screen. Okay, so there's a problem. There are a lot of people who want to do hasbara. Like we said, we rag on Rabbi Lichtenstein, who was saying that we're losing our legitimacy. He really believes that we have to show the right face because we need to maintain our moral high ground and show it to the world because otherwise they're going to hate on us. And that's the worst thing that would happen is that our Gentile patrons in America and Europe are going to turn on us. Okay, so we have to stay very good. We have to be very good little Jews and do the right thing. So I'll show you what it says here. If you're not reading this, Feiglin wrote here. Okay, he said about the murder of Gideon Perry, who was a father of three, was killed he hit him in the hammer with the head. First of all, that guy, if he was their security guard, he was armed. He should have not been walking around next to them. If you're the armed guard watching these savages, you have to you have to stand behind them at a reasonable distance with your gun at the ready. It used to be every day at around 2 p.m. Okay, I'll tell the bank robbers this. Every day around 2 p.m., a Brinks security truck shows up right outside in the parking lot here. You know that? You know what a Brinks truck is? Yeah. They're the guys who handle the cash. They take the cash from the makolet downstairs to bring it to the bank. And these guys are supposed to be good security guards. They're guarding a load of cash. So people would want to steal from them because why would you rob it? Because that's where the money is. They get out of their car. They come out with their weapons drawn already. Okay? They're not messing. They're already ready to shoot. That's what they're trained to do. And they're not even guarding people's lives. They're guarding money. But again, they might have to pay with their lives to protect the money. So that's how you should be when you're dealing with these people. Why? Because he was attacked. So a dog bit a man. Okay, dog bites man. So that's not such a big deal, right? Because a Jewish man was murdered by savages, but then settlers burned cars in response. So that's man bites dog. So that's that gets all the media circus. By the way, the settlers just burned cars in response. I don't even know about that. But anyways, have you noticed that the way the world judges us compared to Hamas? Right? They're judging us. People are thinking the big thing. We have to show them Hamas is the bad guys, Israel's the good guys, right? Yet the world still, how many people are on the bad guys' side and not on the Jewish side? I don't know, but just look in the Western world. Okay? Look where you're familiar with. Look at America. How many people in New York, the non-Jews, you think are on Israel's side or on the bad guy's side? How many people in Chicago you think are on? Okay? Have you ever noticed that the way the world judges us compared to Hamas is exactly the same way we judge the settlers compared to their killers? The problem with the Hasbaranics and everybody trying to save face is that they know that we're in the right, trying to explain it, but then again, they believe all sorts of nonsense about their brothers who are also suffering from the same terror. Now, what happened? Here's a little bit. You heard about this a riot that our neighbors went into the pastoral and quiet town of Jit and had a riot there. They attacked people and burned their cars and all that, right? It seemed to be a Jewish, the Jews perpetrated a pogrom in this town, correct? Isn't that what you're told? You guys heard the news? That's what it was. And it was, and denunciations. They were full of the apparently everybody who's anybody denounced these rabid settlers. Okay? You heard about this? I don't know. You guys, Baruch Hashem, maybe you guys. Well, you heard about it from me. You heard about it? Okay. So I'm going to read you what the eyewitnesses and the people involved with this, the neighbors, had to say about this, the people who have been falsely accused. So this didn't get out. And I remember telling this hasbara lady on Sunday morning, it's like she didn't know how to defend this what happened in Jit, so I had to share it with her because she's like, I couldn't find this in any media outlet. Well, shkoyach, you're not going to find online because even the usual so-called news sites have to maintain this myth of the violent aggressor settler Jews. They're the aggressors. That's basically a blood libel. Here's what happens. Betach gam atem shamatem al eruah hatkifa hechamur. Eruah hatkifa hechamur, which means the severe incident attack. The incident of attack. Eruah hatkifa means incident of attack. It just means the pogrom. Shet rachesh erev b'chvar Jit shebashomron. That took place in the village of Jit in Samaria. Ginuyim mikir lakir kvar yatzu mirashei moatzot chakim v'sorim. Denunciations from wall to wall already came out from heads of the local councils and from members of Knesset and ministers. Before you people denounce what happened, okay? How about you hear what actually happened? Ha'erev bisvivot hasha'ah shmoneh, around 8 o'clock tonight, mechablim aravim me'akfar Jit hidliku tzambar al kfish. Terrorists from the Arab village of Jit lit a bunch of burning tires on the main road. Okay, what do you do? Light the tire on fire and roll it down the street. A burning tire comes rolling at your car or blocking your car. What could that do? Pretty big damage. Anybody here ever been hit by a burning tire? How do they make the tire burn, by the way?
It's tar.
What?
It's tar. It's necessarily not really burns.
It doesn't. You can't just take a match and light a tire. If you take a match to your car's tire, it's not going to burn. Yeah, you put gasoline on it. You put gasoline on anything, it'll burn. That's a pretty nasty thing. If you want to touch such a thing, that'll kill a person. Either way, it's pretty dangerous. And they also threw rocks at a Jewish vehicle. You throw enough rocks at a car, you could, it always kills people. Which is, by the way, that's just a daily occurrence on these roads. They're up in Judea and Samaria. Hatoshav sherichbo nifgami avonim, this resident whose car was hit by the stones, he's iketatzav yudim nosafim bichdei hadof et haporim chazara lakvar. Quickly sound the alarm, got the army and other Jews to come and push back the rioters back into their town. This is an Arab mob came to lynch Jews, burning tires and stones. Maybe they even had weapons. A large group of Jews came to that place very quickly, along with Sahel forces, IDF forces. They also came there. They pushed them back and gave them what they themselves were doing. They just used the same force. Basically, the mob came with burning tires, so they came with their own burning tires and they pushed them back. Basically, this was, and I've been trying to tell people, a further act of war that's happening in the Yeshuvim. Now, here's the funny thing. These soldiers who helped were not acting under orders. They were going against orders because their orders are just to, maintain things and sometimes even allow these things to happen, as you painfully know. They're soldiers who basically fought back. Okay. Now, as the rabbi's been saying before, the unfortunate position is that we're supposed to have Israeli defense force. Defense means that they shoot a lot of rockets at us. The only thing we are allowed to do is maybe defend ourselves from the rockets, but we cannot destroy their capacity to shoot rockets at us. That's already aggressive, even though they're crazy definitions. The best defense is a good offense. So just to know, this is the truth. Jewish people, to my knowledge, and this is a normal thing, they don't do things like this. Jewish people don't decide one day they're going to invade an Arab town and cause a pogrom. They don't do that. Because you know why they don't do that? You know why they don't do that? You know why Jews don't do these types of things? Because they're Jews. Jews don't do this. They only do this when provoked. Now, I don't like basically moral relativism or religious relativism. People look at other religions, they're all different, same thing. He has his religion, they have their religion. It's all the same, right? There's a big difference. We have the emes and they have the sheker. We believe in the true God. And even if they're, let's say, Christians or Muslims, they believe, let's say, in some form of monotheism, they still have a lot of sheker mixed in with that. And we do not grant them anything. Whatever good ideas they might have, whatever moral ideas, whatever ethics they may have that are correct, they got from us. And it's a coincidence, but they've ruined it. There's a big difference. There's emes and there's sheker. Now, many of us heard about the Holocaust. I don't know if they educate you guys about the Holocaust at all. At least for a while, the Western world understood this. If the Jewish people had somehow had an army and be able to destroy Nazi Germany and fought back, that would have been justified. You know why? Well, wouldn't let's say destroying Nazi Germany have been a genocide? Wouldn't that have been wrong? That would have made us just as bad as them. What?
US and Russia.
Okay, but hold on. If the Jewish people had done it to them, would that have been okay? Oh no, it's just you can't genocide them back. That makes you just as bad as them. No, the answer is if the Jews, Germany started it, they did it to them. Nazi Germany could have said, well, the Jews were going to genocide us. That was a delusion. Nazi Germany and Hitler's idea that the Jews were needed to be destroyed was completely delusional. The Jews, through everything they did, showed that they had no intention to harm Germany. The Jews were not out to destroy Germany, correct? So too, in this most recent war, the Jews are not out to destroy Gaza. They're not out to destroy the greater Arab nation. They're not out to destroy anybody, but their enemies are. And therefore, if we would do anything to fight back against the enemy now, we would be correct. Oh, but aren't we just as bad as them? The answer is no, because they're delusional and they have a sheker and we have the truth. And the truth is the Jewish people, on the whole, have shown peace. Correct? That's the whole problem with Gaza and everything like that. By the way, so this is basically the media and everything and all that which you saw about this riot, which you guys didn't see, was basically the response to the initial attack. Okay? This was the fight. This was the fight back. And by the way, that's what happens a lot. If you ever see anything so-called, I guess, documentation video of Jews doing anything like this, just to know it's Jews fighting back, not instigating. And I am very surprised. There are many Jews who are just looking for, some other Jew to point at to say, oh, see, those are the rough Jews, the dirty ones. We're the clean ones. Okay, what are you going to do?